Alright, so this is C-Aoko basic countermeasures. First, we're going to look at spacing. On the ground, this is pretty fucking... You could just be anywhere with F-Ciel, honestly. Like, you could be anywhere. If you're here, she has to really worry about B-flicker. She has to, like, play, like, here to play around B-flicker. If she does want to fight in this range, she could try wind, but that shit is super risky for her, because Ciel could just forward dash. In the air, you kind of want to maintain a similar spacing. Like, you want a spacing where this attack misses. As long as this attack misses, you are in control. Now, the big thing that people struggle with against C-Aoko, I've noticed, is that they block this attack. If you block this attack, she's at frame advantage generally. So you don't want to block that or get hit by it. If you make it whiff, that's the goal. So like, let's look at how this shit would look on whiff, right? You just B-flicker. She can't move. So like, let's re-record that, right? Like, same position. And then make her like jump back. No, you can't move. Can't move. So B-flicker is like the first line of option against rain. Because the first goal is to make sure she doesn't move. Like, it's not necessarily about punishing her. And once you can establish that, you can start doing other shit after it whiffs. Like, you can run in or do whatever the fuck you want, right? You could throw keys. But now you're saying, well, what if she does something else? Okay. So the thing is, you always want to maintain that certain spacing, right? So, let's look at her. I would kind of play it like that if I saw like this kind of movement. So now, let's say I'm gonna re-record this. I don't know what I did, but whatever, we'll fucking play with it. She could do orb, or she could do late wheel kick, or obviously she could just do nothing and land, and all those things are fine for you. So the thing is, while you're spacing for rain to whiff, you can react to her forward approaches. You know, whatever, do a really cool combo. But yeah, so the thing is, it's like, look for rain to whiff, but while you're doing that, you can have your shield ready to beat the wheel kick, which will move forward. And if she still has an air dash left, that's also something you need to be thinking about, right? So, and again, that spacing works out really well. So think about this: rain whiff, shield wheel kick, and similarly, if she air dashes, you know, she has to like really like, she has to be pretty close to her the air dash actually. So she might need like 2 fucking air dashes, which is pretty telegraphed. So yeah, you want to have your anti ready, but the thing is, it primes you. This spacing primes you to beat all of her options. So furthermore, you could always, like, let's say she did an elaborate movement. Sometimes you could, like, you just want to do this, pretty much, but there's gonna be times where you could just dash guard. If you dash guard, you just get under the range completely. This isn't like a universal thing that only Ciel can do. Like, a lot of characters can do it, but obviously, like, because of how Ciel's dash works, kind of works out better for her a lot of the time. And that'll lead me to another thing that a lot of people don't know. This is not a matchup specific thing. It's a lot of times when Aoko does a rain that she's not happy with, they do like EX orb. Let me record that one more time, just to be a little more deliberate about it. They're like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like, oh shit, I fucked up. And what happens is, like, let's show it. Oops. This recording sucks. Let's do that again. Jesus fucking Christ. I'll never be able to do a fucking video without, like, fucking up my recordings like 500 times. I don't like that recording though. I feel like I did it too late. And then the other one I did it too early. Alright, let's say like some shit like that. So it's like you can hit her, right? But it'll trade with the orb. So what you want to do is not, well, not any of that shit. You can air throw it. And this also includes if you get over it. Like sometimes you'll clear the rain. Obviously, like the situation will vary. Like you're gonna have to like get this like deliberate spacing for it. Still gonna have to. Maybe I should air throw it the other way. Yeah. Air throw away from the orb. That's a good idea. So that's the general gist of spacing against her. Like on the ground. On the ground, I'm okay with. If I'm here, I'll just do this. If I'm here, I'll do this. It's very basic shit. Like I'll just do F-Ciel shit. You know, shit like that. Maybe one of these occasionally, and then I just like dance with her, move with her. Maybe try to like intercept some of her air dashes with jump A's. Be very patient and cognizant of her air dashes. Have this good space so you can be ready to jump B her. The only time I like using 5C against her is if her options are all expended, usually, because it's much harder for her to bait if her options are all over. I like to jump back B because it's more low committal. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of dashing under against her neutral with the way Aoko moves. She has these quick moving super jumps, super double jumps. So the other key thing is maintaining the middle of the screen. Like you want to generally keep this position, the middle of the screen. So if she jumps up here, you want to get behind her. And if you get behind her, it's really strong too, because she can't hit you. She doesn't have like cross-up moves and shit. She has to use like air dodge or another extra jump to reposition. So the only time I would really recommend that, I still recommend doing this spacing, but say like you're at this spacing, and then she jumps and does this, that's like you dash under and then reclaim the middle of the screen. You go over here. Like keep this positioning. After that, I'm not gonna talk about held orbs. If you don't know how held orbs work, the held orbs is the finger point. If you make her block on the ground, they go away. If you hit her, they go away. If she blocks in the air, they do not go away. And they only otherwise go away if she lets go. So you don't want to get baited by her. Like if she forces you to chicken guard in the air, or if she chicken guards in the air and pushes you into the orb while your normal is out, she'll pop it for a counter hit. And in general, like this is just something she always wants. Like these two orbs, even against Ciel, like yes, Ciel could dash under these, but she can't clear them, right? So like B flicker right now would just be doing nothing. So it gives Aoko a little more free reign to have a little fun and have a little more protection. yeah, I wasn't gonna talk about that shit. So quickly, let's look at some proxies and some fun shit we could do with them. So obviously, you could dash under them. This is something you don't see often. Is you can clash them, and don't forget that on clash you can act immediately. Like you could release 5C and jump, or you could go into a special move. I'm trying to do 2-2A is a little difficult, huh? Yeah, it's a little hard. But yeah, and the thing is, you can't do it early. So let's look at this again. Like, I'm gonna show you if I do it early. No, you have to like dash into it and then press 5C, pretty much. So this is like a random mindfuck. You're not gonna do this that much because she could just hit you, and you know, you could clear it safely from a distance with B flicker or dash under them. You know, dash under is just. Alright, let's look at this mid screen. This is something I like to mess around with. This is something that's relatively universal too, that people don't really do. You know, you can do whatever you want. So if you happen to run under a proxy, now this does not fucking work if she does a held orb though. If she does a held orb, you're boned. So you have to be very cognizant of what the fuck your opponent is doing. It's like, alright, same shit. You just get hit. So you would have to like be a fucking nerd to get around this shit. But yeah, like just be more cognizant. If it's a finger point, be very careful, because a lot of times you can't even retaliate. Like you'll just get hit. So be very careful. Alright, going back to proxy orb. You notice how in this situation I'm stand guarding? And what does it mean if you can stand guard? Fucking free as fuck. That means you get shield, right? So instead of blocking the orb and giving her like crazy ass frame advantage, like maybe we could like steal our turn as hard, like really hard, you know? Obviously, you have to get used to the different kinds of jumps and the different kinds of angles of orb as well. And you gotta know where it triggers too, right? But know that the proxy orbs don't detonate immediately is the big thing, right? So that's what enables you to land. You know what I mean? Oh, that's not a fucking combo. Alright, proxy orb. Oh yeah. So this is a lesser known one. You're not gonna fucking see this shit probably. But it's for fun that this exists. You can clash the low orb as well. Now, you only get one clash box, right? So she could just press any button to beat you. so I'll re-record that. Just to let you know that this is not like, oh man, C-L is so good. It's just a funny thing that you could do. Like, maybe you can catch her off guard with this shit once in a blue moon. I've never done it before in my life, but you never know. Like, more realistically, just fucking do B-flicker. She can't really do shit about this move unless like they're really good at moving on whiff. But reacting to flicker is really hard. And if you're, the thing is, I mentioned this so many times, if you're looking to react to B-flicker with like a dash in or it kind of opens you up to C-L's own offensive approach. So it's generally advised if you're looking for B-flicker to just up back. Because if you up back, you can react better to what move she's going to throw out. And less likely to get caught off guard by a quick dash in. While we're on the topic of orbs, they use this orb sometimes, usually in like corner pressure or whatever. This one you could clash as well. And this one's actually a way easier clash than the other one, the small proxy orb, because it's such a fat orb that you don't have to like time it or space it as well. And as I say that, I got hit. I got hit again. That's crazy. Just dash into it and press it. It's easy. If you do a dash, you'll generally be fine. And again, you could always act immediately after the clash. You don't have to fully commit to it. Of course, a lot of times when they do this, a lot of players do this, and they get air thrown. Because again, this is like one of her like corner things. C-L obviously is a low profiler. There is some risk to doing this though, in the sense that if you get hit at a dash startup, if they do like 3C sometimes. So that kind of feels bad. So it's okay to like wait a second and then make your play. You could also jump shield. Jump shield's like kind of sounds crazy, and it's a little hard to execute on the like a rising jump. But it's not like the worst shit ever. It's like a good way to catch them slipping, catch them off guard a bit, do some weird shit. Especially because you have this character that can do so many different things against this attack, right? Yeah. I was just messing around to see if I could do... Yeah, I wonder if you could do jump shield against that as well. It seems hard as fuck, but maybe. It might not be possible, but I don't know. Lastly, let's look at corner pressure. So let me corner myself real quick. So... yeah, that might work. B-mirror. She's super plus. This block string's so bad. You see how there's like a huge gap, right? So you just like buffer dash guard, and the thing is, a lot of her pressure sequences are similar to that. Other characters, you can do other shit against that. The B mirror, like you just forward jump into it, take the hit or whatever. But I'm sure a lot of characters can just get out entirely as well. I forgot exactly what, because I always just fucking dash guard. You don't want to up back it, because then you're fucked. I bet you could do something funny. Yeah, you could do that, but I don't know why you would, but why not? So the reason why dash guard is so good against Aoko's pressure is because a lot of her pressure resets is just like, you know, do orb. And think about dash guard. Dash guard will go under that as well. And it'll beat this. You know, in general, it's going to beat a lot of her shit. She can't use this either in her pressure. So she can do, you know, 2-2. So the way she beats dash guard is, you know, using maybe sometimes staggering into this, but also just like playing around your expectations and just hitting you out of the dash startup. Because C-Aoko's dash does have deliberate startup, so you still have to mix up your defense. You're still going to have to, you know, block, EX block, try to push her out. You're still gonna have to jump out, and etc. But the dash guard is something that Aoko has to really worry about. So it actually hurts Aoko's offense significantly, and Aoko's offense in the corner generally is not like too insane anyway. Like, it's okay if you get grabbed. And that's another thing. Like you know, especially with her dash, like I feel like Aoko's dash has like this deliberate startup, and it's very visible. Like she does this whole like fucking cloud of smoke and all this shit. What the fuck does my dash look like? I guess I don't like my dash either. But yeah, the point is, I feel like Aoko's, the way she like staggers and like her shit pushes her back quite a bit, and then she has to like deliberately redash. So Aoko players have to be really clever with their timings, their staggers and shit to keep you locked down. There's also this. It sucks for Aoko, honestly. Like, it kind of sucks. Yeah, like, she can reflect your fucking key. But the problem with this is the risk reward is just shit. Like, if she gets counter hit, maybe she could convert it occasionally. But the problem is, it's like, C-Aoko can always fucking convert at the range that she wants to throw this shit. Hold on, I'm sitting really fucking weird on my chair. So yeah, and the last thing is keys and Aoko, knowing your opponent's meter. This gonna put her in max or what? Yeah, okay. So Aoko in max mode. This is what I like to call the nuclear deterrence hour. So she can arc drive, and arc drive is a full screen invincible attack, right? So the concept is like no keys. No keys allowed in max mode. So oftentimes when you see a C-L player play against Aoko in max, and this should be any character with a projectile, you should not throw a fucking projectile unless she's airborne. Because if she's airborne, she can't arc drive you. Obviously, you could like play chicken with them. You could bait them. Sometimes you could just fucking do it, but you're an idiot. But that's just like, you know, one of those things like, I can't believe you didn't fucking arc drive me, and make them feel bad about it. But you should expect a good Aoko player to always be ready to have that arc drive locked. And there's literally nothing you could do if you throw the keys. You're fucked. Like, you're not getting away from this shit. Like, F-Ciel doesn't have any way to get away from this shit. As far as I know. Yeah. So, arc drive is nuclear deterrence. Let me think if there's anything I missed. Let's mess around a little. You can 5C clash rain. Not really advised. Again, the spacing thing, or getting under it, or spacing and waiting for it to whiff and smashing flicker. Earning that respect to make sure they don't move after whiffing a rain. If you earn that respect after rain whiffs, then maybe you can start dashing up and starting mid-screen pressure. Maintaining this spacing so you could anti-air. Beat wheel kick. I already went over all this shit, right? Keep the middle position. I guess the final thing is, you know, sometimes... Oh, fuck, dude. They can't really do that. As far as I know. I don't think that they're allowed to do that kind of a play. Oh, fuck, this recording's so bad. Yeah, forgive me for my fucking Aoko combo. But yeah, like, that's really close, but usually a lot of Aoko players will try shit like that, or like the TK low orb or whatever, but you can't do shit. You have to respect that C-L can just snipe your ass from like downtown after your air throw. So the good Aoko players just don't do that shit, but just keep an eye out for it. Just to let these Aoko players know that you know. I'm trying to think of anything else. Let me move with Aoko a little just to get ideas. Her movement's fucking insane, dude. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. So yeah, that's basics of fighting this fucking character. Good luck.